So what shall we talk about today? I want to point out two things. First, the entire existing knowledge pool that we have, universities, libraries, media, television, newspaper, that pool of knowledge is important. Everybody looks at the TV and look at the news reports, watch program, and get some ideas about how the other half of the society is functioning. And you see something on television or you hear something on radio and say, that's a great idea. That's interesting. That's cruel. That is so sad, and so on. So that is one pool of knowledge that we must have in order to behave, survive, and reproduce in the society, in the group, in a nation, in this world, in a culture, in a group, in a community, or whatever. The other thing I want to point out is the reality. The reality I speak about is not man-made, but real. People talk about reality on television program, and they even have a show named reality TV show, but it's not really real, because the reality cannot be captured with thoughts or mind or brain. It is continuous. It is happening now. Only thing that exists now here is the sound, the sensation in this body, the seeing, the hearing. That's all it exists. Everything in my brain, in my memory, is just stored information, and it is only imagination. What can experts give you? They can only give you their imagination, isn't it? The imagination I'm talking about is not the kind of imagination you think of. Not the daydreaming kind of imagination. You sit in a classroom, or you sit in a bed, or sit at work, or somewhere you just imagining. I am not talking about that kind of imagination. I am talking about concrete, which appears real. It takes effort to get there. And that imagination is powerful. And it is coming from your cognizance, your thought, your brain, with tremendous focus and concentration. So I think it is clear to you now that there is two things. One is imagination, the other is reality. So with this imagination, there exists a pool of knowledge, and a group of people agree to that pool of knowledge and say, yes, that is real. Yes, I agree. Yes, I accept that, and move on. Yes, that is the way to do things. Yes, that is right. Yes, that is true. We accept that. But everything that you accept comes from that which is someone's imagination, that is collected throughout the human existence on earth. But that imagination can never capture the reality. And my message today is not really a message. Just I am pointing. It's just my description of how I see things. That there is collective knowledge or pool of knowledge that humans collected over a million years of existence, and that knowledge is distributed via television, media, university, teachers, books, etc., etc. What I'm pointing to you is that the existing collective knowledge can never free anyone from their suffering. Everyone suffers. Popular celebrities, millionaires, billionaires, everyone suffers. There is no way out of this. This is the reality. Everyone suffers. The happiness everyone seeks is only temporary. Today I don't have this. Tomorrow I want that. When I get that, I experience short-term temporary happiness, and soon that happiness wears off, and then I want something else. And I search for something else. It's always searching, isn't it, in the future? And that searching for something is what you think is the happiness. And that is the paradox. Because nothing can really make you happy continuously. And this is not something new. We humans have been here for a million years, and we have already figured that out, haven't we? Therefore, humans created God to make them happy continuously. So as long as you put your attention to God, whatever that may be, you will be happy. But the moment you put your attention to something else, you suffer. And the experts, spiritual forerunners, gurus, priests, know this. And they take your gullibility for a ride and keep on practicing religion, spirituality. Spirituality to me is the natural existence. I say there is no spiritual religion. Who knows God exists? No one knows. They assume, they imagine God exists. No one knows. So what experts tell you is nothing but empty, memorized words. What does it mean? Shallow, hollow, empty, memorized words. Just the words. What else can they give you? Nothing. Every literature, every authority, every books in the library is merely someone's imagination. Not the kind of imagination you sit somewhere and daydream. This imagination is concrete. It appears real. And put a lot of effort into it. However, it is imagination. Imagination about the reality. And you have to use that to function in the society, because we don't have anything else, is there? Only thing we have is the brain, and we have to use the brain to function, to behave, to produce, to reproduce, and to survive as a group. But it cannot liberate you. It cannot help you in search of your awakening. So what I'm pointing to you is you already have it. You already know in a subtle way that you are eternal. The word spiritual or spirit means breath in Latin. So as long as you're breathing, you're spiritual, isn't it? So when you're dead, you're not spiritual. So living is spiritual, isn't it? There is no mystery here, and you know it. Not the kind of knowledge that the mind thinks, but deep inside you know this, that you are spiritual or natural. So why go to temple, churches, and seek? You already have it in you. Yeah, you'll say, I don't know, I don't have it. Well, I'll tell you, you are wrong. I have it, you have it, and you and me are functioning exactly the same way. Well, obviously there's some differences, like appearance, and some DNAs and things like that, but 99% I'll tell you, you and I are functionally exactly the same way. You know, machine. The heart is pumping, breathing going on, the stomach is functioning, all the circulation is going on. You know, there's many cells functioning independently. It is functioning exactly the same way. There's no difference between you and I. I am not any smarter than you are. I am not any more intelligent than you are, although I may say these words with some clarity that some of you may really understand. Some may go, well, what is that, you know? But in reality, you and I are functionally exactly the same way. Only difference is differentiated by the mind. And what does mind know? It only knows to function, to survive, and it's just a tool. That's all. But the dilemma is you have to use that tool. You have to have information and energy to function. This is all the dance of the molecules, sharing information. One molecule is sharing information with another. Similarly, one human being is sharing information with another. Just the dance of it. It's just the universal dance that is happening from the smallest molecule to universal, galactical dance. We are just actors, acting out the role play universe. Put it together now, in this moment. Who knows what will happen next? Do you? No one knows. Can you even think that you know what you're going to think next? No, I don't even know what I'm going to think next. It just comes out. And the only thing I can give you is information. And the only thing I can take it from you is information. But that information is already there. Not the kind of, not the way that we normally know from the mind, but the information is already there within each cell. Each cell in the body knows that it came from the universe. Never separate. Can a fish ever know there is water all over? No. So we humans don't know. We don't even see the molecules that exist throughout the universe. And we are all connected. But the individuality does exist. We have to maintain the sensitivity of the nervous system to survive, to function, to reproduce. That's all. Without thought in the brain, you can't, the sex does not exist. So no thinking, no sex. So thinking is sex. Not literally, but in reality. So without thinking, you cannot have sex. In Chinese language, thinking and wanting is the same thing. So you want something, you have to have think. I invite you to celebrate waves metamorphosing into revelation. I know why I chose the word metamorphosing. In America, it's a transformation, transforming. But I like that word, metamorphosing. It's more popular in England, but I think transformation here in the US, transforming is a loaded word, so I wanted to use something different word to make it more interesting. So anyway, I invite you to come participate. I invite you to celebrate my book publication on April 28th, 2012, between 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Because of the capacity limitation, please choose the time that is more suitable to you, and come enjoy, come celebrate, and unless you ask me, I won't even talk about this heavy stuff, But in reality, it's not heavy. Well, I'm telling you, you already know. It's not really heavy, but it's going to be light, and there's going to be refreshments and some food, for you to enjoy. Life is meant to enjoy. So come celebrate the publications of my book.